So I'm going to share my screen, share my crazy screen full of stuff on my desktop, but we're going to focus on the Wi-Fi. So I just clicked on this little Wi-Fi symbol. The connection to your Wi-Fi, I can't tell you how many times it's just freaked out because of something, and I've had to just disconnect, which I'm not going to do because then you'll lose me. And please
Demonstrate,
don't
please.
no one else do this like practicing either right now. You're like, oh, just kidding.
Lost connectivity.
Yes. So I have many of times used this and disconnected and reconnected. I have also tried doing this and it worked, where I click up here, where I click down here where it says network and internet settings, and it pulls up. Can you guys see this okay? Can you see it okay, Padre? Let's see. Should be able to see all of it. But here is a more detailed outline of my Wi-Fi. So let's pull this up on a bigger screen right here. Here you go. It's just that. So this is the settings area where you can find Wi-Fi, which is, I think it's really helpful to, instead of going, searching for settings, pulling up settings, going to the Wi-Fi, tab, you really can just go down to the Wi-Fi icon and click network and internet settings, and it takes you right here. And many of times I've had to switch this Wi-Fi off and back on, and it kind of reset my computer like, you're right, I need to be connecting to the Wi-Fi. And then it kind of booted back up, and it saw what it needed to see, and it was able to connect better. And you can also click right here and say show available networks. If for some reason it's not seeing what you want it to see, you can click here and it'll go back to see all of the networks that are available.
I really am not seeing that. It's so weird. Guess
Really?
everybody else is seeing it.
Your computer's messed up.
Yeah.
You need to go to IT.
I need to put in a support ticket, see if
Yeah.
they can help.
The guys help you. So the reasoning that I wanted to show you guys this, it's very baseline, base level stuff, but sometimes literally just resetting that helps even a little bit with you continuing on the workday. Now, should you still put in a work ticket saying, that something is, if this continues to happen, like if this happens once or twice in a workday and you start kind of seeing it occur, then you definitely need to let us know. And there's probably a root to that problem that we can, get out for you and have you going on with your day without worrying about that. But if it's something that's just a one-time little fluke thing, and you can really just do something as simple as that, just like, have you tried restarting your computer? How many times have you guys gotten that question and you're like, no, I haven't, but I mean, that's such a simple thing to do, and then you do it and then you're like, oh, it is working now. Okay,
Well,
you're
what
right.
you can find is they haven't rebooted their computer in a very long time, so it starts acting weird. And then
Right.
you're like, oh, that's just a typical answer. Well, we probably wouldn't tell you have you rebooted your computer. If you do it once a week, you probably wouldn't have that problem. Now, keep in mind, if your computer's 5 or 6 years old, you might need to do it more often than that.
For sure.
You do it once a week if you have a newer computer. If you
Yeah.
have one that is 5 or 6 years old, you need to do it every night if you want to have any type
I
of.
need some love.
Right, and now also something to think about with wireless. Wireless does have the capability of what's called meshing. So that means that they're tied together, like overlaid. So you can walk between different access points and you still have internet and you're not having to log off and log back in.
Right.
You may have to disconnect from your Wi-Fi and reconnect if sometimes your laptop can be very stingy about staying connected, because it's like, I want the bone I've got, not the bone I think I might have that's better. Kind of like taking a dog reference there. And what I mean by that is that it thinks it's got an okay Wi-Fi, but it hasn't tried hopping to the one that could literally be right next to it. So sometimes what'll happen is you go from your office, which has got an access point right near you, and then you go to the conference room, which is still within range of the one by your desk, but the conference one is so much better. And so you're like, man, my internet sucks in the conference room, and there's an access point right there. Sometimes what you have to do is disconnect and then reconnect right back, and then it goes, well, now everything's all equal. I'm going to
Yeah.
just pick the one that I think is closest, and
Right.
so it'll hop on it right away, and then boom, your internet drops, and then jumps right back to being as good as you want it to be. And
Right.
that's usually because you're roaming around in the building. So
That's a great point. Movement.
movement.
Movement can
Phones
get
do it
you.
really well. Laptops tend to be super stingy about it, and they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to give it up. So just be mindful. Sometimes when you want to drop what you're doing, go to spot and start working again. Sometimes if you're having some issues, just disconnect and reconnect, and that can solve a lot of
Yes.
problems. Also,
Exactly.
I want to share this right here. This icon's really important. Do you see this, Kaylee? The little icon, the picture that I've got right here.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so this is what it shows if you're still connected, but you
Great
have
point.
no internet. What
Yes.
this icon tells you is I'm still connected to the network, but I perceive there to be no internet at all. That's
Mhm.
really helpful when you put in a service ticket to say, hey, I've got the globe icon saying I have no internet. And we kind of go, ooh, okay. That means she's still connected, or he,
Yeah.
but they don't have any internet. Well, that's a different issue altogether. Then
Great
I
point.
can't go
Yeah.
to I can't go to Google. You put
Mhm.
in a ticket and say I can't go to Google versus I got the globe icon. That gives
Right.
us really good information and helps us get further down the troubleshooting path. So that's one thing I want to share.
Yeah, that's a great point.